guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've been doing YouTube, I reckon probably about 3 months or so now, and at the start I put a video of my Escort cosworth restoration. It took me 2 years to do, and quite a few of you have asked how much it actually cost me to restore the Escort cosworth I did and get it to that standard. I thought I'd do a little video of like a bit of the rundown, you know what things cost and that, and how much I reckon it cost me. I've got it thereabouts to a certain figure, like, but I thought I'd throw a little video together of it, like. So let's talk about big figures. So about £4,500 to get the engine rebuilt. PJ Motorsport did that. The car had done about 105,000 miles. And it was smoking on the top end, and so I was looking at getting the head stripped off, and you're doing valve oil, stem seals and bits and pieces like that. And when you work out about prices like that with the Campbell kit, etc., it wasn't a great deal more just to get the engine fully rebuilt, and at least I can get it to the standard that I wanted, get the engine out the engine bay, etc. So that's why I went down that route. So we were talking about £4,500 was about around about the ballpoint figure for that to get done, which isn't a lot of money if you work out all the labour involved and the machining work and the new forged pistons that went in. It had pocketed pistons, it had a different inlet cam, it had all the new valves seated, a full set of brand new valves, and all the seats done. All them were replaced, so it's a lot of work that got done, like. Then we're talking, I had the whole shell, the whole outside of the shell repainted professionally. That was about £2,500 to get that done. So they're the big money figures, shall we say. Then we're talking, I got a brand new set of Coney shocks and a brand new set of Graham Goody lowering springs. So we're talking about 200 odd quid for the lowering springs. I think the shocks worked out to be about just under 300 quid. So we're talking like nearly 500 odd quid for suspension. I think we were talking about maybe about 300 odd pound in bushes, alone. I polybushed all the rear end and most of the front end, but I put standard bushes on the top mounts, to top front suspension uprights. I've heard bad things about the polybushes, so I put genuine OEM ones on that. Then we're talking brake lines. I got a brake line kit made in red, a 6-piece brake line kit, and then I bought a reel of green copper pipe, so I could remake all the brake lines and get them to like the OEM standard, when I rebuilt the shell. I put jack and point panels in it, 2 jack and point panels for 350 quid each, for the 350 quid for the pair. I put a set of sills on it. Sills, I think I had to buy RS 2000 sills and make them fit the cosworth, the outer sills. I think they were about £60 for the pair, so they weren't a lot of money, like. Then we're talking, I put full set of wheel bearings in every single corner. All the uprights got bead blasted and painted. I painted them in 2-pack. I got the rear axle blasted and powder coated because I couldn't get that in the blasting cabinet I use, so that had to go and get done professionally. So I got the rear axle blasted and powder coated with the rear arms and the anti-roll bars. I think that was about 250 quid to get that done, which was quite a big expense, like. Another big bill was, as I was stripping the car down, I ruined 3 of the ABS sensors trying to get them out the hubs, so I ordered a brand new set of 4 ABS sensors, OEM make ones. I think they were about 250 quid for the set of 4, which is quite a huge chunk of money. I ordered a brand new set of polished tank straps for the tank. I ordered new gaiters for all the the drive shafts. I rebuilt all the drive shafts, put brand new gaiters on them. I told you about the wheel bearings, didn't I? We rebuilt that, so there's 4 wheel bearings. I think they were about 70 quid each, so they're not cheap, are they? But I wanted proper Timken ones, you know, or SKF, so I got them from Graham Goody. I bought quite a few bits and pieces from Graham Goody. I know he's expensive, like, but he doesn't have some high quality stuff, and you get it within a day or so, you know, of ordering off the internet, so he's pretty good like that. I tell you, who's another person great at ordering bits and pieces? PJ Motorsport. I tell you what, if you buy anything off their eBay site, you don't half get it so fast, and it's always top quality gear. Like, that's why I went to them for the engine rebuild, because, you know what I mean, they're near enough. Well, I'd say local. They're about 90 miles away from me, so they're not too far away. But the years of experience they've got, I've rebuilding engines and cosworths, and they do Jap stuff. You know what I mean, that's why I went with them to get the engine rebuilt. We've got, I think we're about £160 in brake caliper kits, you know, seal kits, because I rebuilt all the brake calipers, blasted and painted them myself. So that's a decent chunk of money, but I wanted everything to be new to a point, you know what I mean? I knew the gearbox was good, I knew the diff was good, I knew the transfer was good to a certain point, so I just painted them, rubbed them down, painted the outsides. I knew the clutch had recently been changed. I bought a new flywheel, because the flywheel had all hot spots on, so I ended up putting a Lighten flywheel on because I fancied putting one of them on. So I put a new Lighten flywheel on. I think that was about 250 odd quid for one of them. What else did I buy? I didn't know, I've buy some mad stuff. I put a brand new set of coil packs on it, just so I knew it was right. I think they were about 150 quid each. There's 300 quid, so it's soon adding up, isn't it? But I know it seems like a lot of money when you think about it, but I did it over 2 years, you know what I mean? So if you think about it, that's like 24, like I get paid monthly, so that's 24 pays, isn't it, of money, you know, coming out. Plus I was saving at the side for the engine rebuild anyway, you know what I mean? Once you send your engine off to get rebuilt, it doesn't get rebuilt and turned around in a month's time, you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. So you put a deposit down, and then you just pay it off, not in installments, but you just pay it off, you know, like, so I'd save up for a couple of months and then pay it off. I think it was about 6 months or so it took to get the engine rebuilt turn around, you know what I mean? And the shell wasn't ready for the engine, so it wasn't a big issue. I spent about £200 worth of paint myself when I painted all the underneath, because when it was on the spit, I painted all the underneath in U-Pole Raptor. So I spent about £200 odd in materials for paint and a bit of filler and stuff on that. So it soon adds up, doesn't it? You know what I mean? The figures soon add up. But to get that sort of quality, this is the price you've got to go, isn't it? I must have spent about £300 odd in getting bolts zinced and, you know, a few brackets zinced. I've got a lad on my Facebook that I used to just post stuff down to him, and he'd zinc it and post it back to me, and he was brilliant. He was dead good quality. He'd blast it all himself, and he'd zinc it. And I used to go for you know, like the yellowy gold passive colour. I think that's quite smart. I think that's like a bit of an OEM colour, like, but I like it. It looks smart, and it makes the car quite blinky underneath and that. So I've got all the bolts, every bolt underneath the car was zinced. I've got the anti-roll bar brackets zinced. I've got all the bolts to do with the brake calipers zinced. I've got the door catches zinced. I've got the strut tops, you know, the metal strut top covers, I got them zinced, and then I got a spare set zinced again, just so I had a spare set, because I scratched one when I was like doing some of the work on the car, so I had a spare set, you know, just swap on, like, because even though it's supposed to be like quite a good, like, hard working surface, it can be easily scratched, and you can distinctly see a line, you know, where the shiny, like, goldy yellowy colour is scratched off, like. So I got a spare set of that. I had a load of brackets in the engine bay zinced. I had the bonnet catch all zinced, so all stuff like that. It makes a big difference, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It finishes the car off, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know what I mean? It looking right. But I tell you what, if I had to pay labour, imagine paying labour to get a whole car restored. I didn't have to pay labour because I did it. You know, I did like, let's say 80% of it myself. The only bits that I farmed out was the windscreen getting cut out and getting sealed back in, because I was scared of doing that. And that's not, you know, get a professional to do that. I'm not messing around with windscreens and that. We farmed out the engine getting rebuilt to PJ Motorsport because they know what they're doing. Don't mess around with that. And I farmed out the painting of the shell, really, to a local fella to us. Like, it's a shame, like, because he stopped painting now. It was just he did that car, he finished a few other jobs. He never paints full cars, and I think painting that full car like kind of killed him, if you know what I mean. Like, he just didn't want to do any more painting now, and he's changed his career. So like, it's a shame really, because he was really good at what he did. But yeah, so I'd say in the regions, I think I spent about £10,000 in restoring my Escort cosworth. So when you put that on the figure of how much I paid for my Escort cosworth, I'm in it quite a bit of money, but not as much money as what I think it might be worth, you know, if I ever sold it. But I don't plan on selling it. I built it in the idea of keeping it forever. That was the whole idea. I'd always wanted an Escort cosworth, and I planned to keep it. So that was it. So I reckon I ploughed 10 grand into it to get it restored. But we're looking at literally near enough like a new car, other than the gearbox, which I didn't get rebuilt, and the rear diff, which I didn't get rebuilt. We're looking at a brand new car. So all the rest of the running gear was brand new. Well, other than the loom. I reused the loom, you know what I mean? Other than that, like, it was pretty much a brand new car. So I cleaned all the seats, cleaned the carpets, everything got stripped off, cleaned, rebuilt, put back together, even down to the wiper motor and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I rebuilt the alternator, rebuilt the wiper motor. Starter motor was good, that got tested and then got painted. So all stuff like that, wasn't it? I sourced a brand new set of standard injectors, because it did have light blues in it originally. I don't even know how the heck it was fueling correctly with light blues. It must have been just like over fueling, like what. But I put a set of OEM standard small turbo injectors, and I got them tested and put them in just while I'm running it in. So we're still running in at the moment, like. So we're going to try and get out and get some miles in it, and then we can look to get it set up, or whatever I'm going to decide. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the story. Bit of a story, like, but just a bit of a rundown. I know quite a few of you were asking questions about it, like, so I thought I'd let you into my, well, it's not a secret, is it? It's just one of them, innit? It happens. Some people just plough money into cars, and that's what I'm into. We don't go on extravagant holidays, you know what I mean? I'm not into name clothes. I'm not into fancy trainers, you know what I mean? The most I've ever spent on a pair of trainers is about 60, 70 quid, you know what I mean? I just plough my money into my cars because that's what I'm into. And at the end, maybe when I retire, I'll sell one, you know what I mean, also, and live off that, you know what I mean, for a while, like, so. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Give us a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, alright? Alright, speak to you soon. Take it easy.